It's day 3 of the state's pre-travel testing program for mainland visitors, and Waikiki is looking a bit busier. People were seen walking the streets, eating at restaurants, and shopping, which gives a much-needed boost to the economy. Now, we're told 3,200 visitors were forced to quarantine. That's because they were still waiting for the results of tests or chose just not to take part in the pre-testing program. And while about 1,100 have since gotten their negative results and were cleared from quarantine, Nikki Schenfeld reports there are concerns about quarantine breakers.
The first 72 hours of reopening has left many feeling uneasy.
Well, there seems to be some rough spots that we really got to smooth out. We really need a lot more supervision at the airport. There's been quite a bit of people clustering around baggage claim. People are not practicing social distancing.
One Maui resident told a visitor with a suitcase in hand to put a mask on in public because it was the law. She received an expletive remark back.
At some point, you just kind of get tired of telling them. Right. You know, you do, but you don't. You just continue to try to educate them. But they don't want education. We're not law enforcement.
Some believe more needs to be done to educate visitors and returning residents of the state and county rules.
I think lots of people need the training so that when they deal with visitors or customers, they know how to properly deal with the situation.
Dela Cruz says he doesn't know if all hotels are issuing one-time keys for people who are supposed to be under quarantine, and if law enforcement is prepared to ask for proof of a pretest.
You know, there's a lot of follow-up that needs to occur, and I'm not sure if we crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's just yet.
Angela Keene, who has been helping officials capture quarantine breakers, says there are more people to watch, but the Safe Travels app and knowing who did and did not get tested makes the job a bit easier.
But if hotel managers know, because they may, if residents see something suspicious, all I need is a name. That's it. And I can check it with the AG's office and they'll tell me.
She says the best way to keep an eye on travelers who opted out of the pre-travel test is a quarantine hotel, which the state auditor recommended last week.
It's the only way to make sure that they don't break quarantine, that they're not a risk to others, that they are contained, and that they have the medical services that they need.
While the state recommends people continue to wear a mask, social distance, and wash their hands, some argue it won't be enough with the thousands of arriving passengers who come in uneducated on the rules. Keene believes fights could occur among residents and visitors. Others say an uptick in the numbers will take Hawaii back to square one.
I fear that by Thanksgiving we'll be back in a complete lockdown again.
Nikki Schenfeld, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
2 days since the state reopened to Trans-Pacific visitors, and already the number of passengers has greatly surpassed what we've been seeing over the recent months. Now, according to the Hawaii Tourism Authority, 7,800 people arrived from the mainland to the islands yesterday. Most of them were visitors, and more than 1,000 were returning residents. Many came to the islands to enjoy a vacation or see friends and family. The day before that, the total number of Trans-Pacific visitors was more than 8,200.